Because I go through games so quickly, the games I play feel short when actually I just rush through them. So I thought that I could make a series where I go through the games that I play and talk about the progression to show you what the game is like. So kind of like The Completionist, but for Roblox. I already tried this a bit with my Chaos at the Bistro video, so I thought I could make it a running thing. So with that out of the way, here's me completing Streamer Life by Flisk Studios. If you've ever played that one game by Ubisoft called YouTuber's Life, then you can kind of get the gist of what this game is going to be about. And while this game doesn't have all the aspects and game mechanics of YouTuber's Life, it's still in beta, so those features could be added in the future. However, I'll just be going over what's in the game right now as of update 0.81. Hey, me in the future, the game updated more, but I won't be covering that just because it didn't add anything substantial. So yeah, back with the video. In Streamer's Life, as you would probably expect, you stream to gain infinite amounts of money, viewers, followers, and subscribers. You can also get a job at the ice cream shop, the Chinese restaurant, Domino's Pizzeria, or at McDonald's. Each job gives you more money than the last, but they also require more experience to apply for. Jobs are generally good in the early game and a bit in the mid game, and that's when you'll earn less money from streaming, but after that, they're really not that good as a source of income. Apart from that, the player can also work out at the gym, which can increase the player's max stamina by a bit. Or they can buy drinks and snacks at the 7-12 or at the gym for a more expensive price, which will help the player regain their energy, which I'll get more into later. Outside, the player can stream in their apartment for money. However, the player will not be able to gain money until they join the partner program, which is the main goal for the early game. While on their computer, the player can also buy a pet with some pet food, better internet, a better computer, and other things like games and even more channels that they can stream with. All of these upgrades help the player stream in some way, like how a better computer can let the player play more games, or how a better bed can help the player regain their energy faster. Speaking of energy is the main thing that will hold the player back from progressing. Energy determines how long the player can stream for before they're forced to stop streaming. For the player to increase their max energy, they'll have to get badges. Most badges in this game are not that hard to get, which is good as you'll need to get them to progress further in the game. Also, while the player is streaming, they can play certain games like Tower of Hell or Cart Ride into DOS Day, I hope I'm saying that right, which both have badges in them that the player can get. When the player gets into the late mid-game, they'll be seeing a lot of these two games, as what I forgot to mention is that this is just an idle game, with more dopamine, but at the same time, most simulators are like that on Roblox, so, you know, it's fine. Now going into the actual progression of the game. The player will go through the tutorial because, yes, this idle simulator game needs a tutorial, and will learn all of the basics. So if you want to learn the basics, then just go play the tutorial, it's not that long. After this, the player can either work at a bunch of jobs so that they can upgrade their equipment, or they can start streaming to get into the partner program. After joining the partner program and streaming, the player will have already made about $25,000, so the player would buy better equipment and then just save up money from there. After a while, they should have gotten the best bed and a good computer so that they can start streaming the game Cart Ride into DOS Day. I still don't know how to pronounce that, but anyway, they'll save up money from there to get to their second channel. Along the way, they'll also get a lot of badges to increase their max energy so that they can stream for longer. Also, I will say right now, this part of the game takes by far the longest amount of time to complete, as the amount of money that the player needs for the next upgrade goes from $90,000 to $1 million, so it's a very big jump in money. But anyway, once the player buys their second channel, they will then buy the best computer after only a little bit more grinding, and then it should be an easy grind to their 5th channel from there. Although I did forget to record the footage when I got my 5th channel, so here's me getting my 6th channel, just to show off. After the player gets their 5th channel, well, they'll have already gotten all the badges in the game, so then they'll just have completed the game already. Overall, the grind of the game is very mixed, and it's not just one exponential curve like most idle simulator games on Roblox. There'll be a graph on screen now to show the progression of the game, but the progression in the early game is very easy, but then it gets way harder in the middle of the game, but then it shoots all the way back down in the later game, which is very strange, but fun, as it makes the grind in the middle of the game feel worth it in the end. But the grind is still pretty hard without any of the game passes, especially the double energy game pass, which is by far the best out of all of them. But apart from that, the grind is quite satisfying in the end. So good job, game. You made the grind feel worth it for once. Now going into the badges, the viewer and follower badges are really easy to get as you just need to progress normally in the game, so I won't go into those too much, since you just play the game to get them. I also won't cover these 3 badges on the screen as you just need to join the game to get them or join the group. Also, before I go in too deep on this, it's not possible to get the best luck badge as of update 0.81, so I won't be covering that one either. Now for the badges that you can actually get, the Tower of Heck Master badge can be obtained by completing the Tower of Heck while streaming. This badge was one of the first badges that you should get, since while completing the tower, if you stay in the same server, then it will save where you are in the tower for your next stream. Also, some of the collisions are janky and the kill bricks don't work sometimes, so the tower itself is not too difficult to go through. Now for the Kart Rider badge. This badge is actually one of the hardest ones to get, as you'll need a lot of energy to complete it. And unlike the Tower of Heck badge, your progress does not save in between streams, so you'll have to complete the kart ride in one stream. This should be one of the badges that you save for later when you can buy enough drinks at the 712 to power through it. The next badge, Channel Expert, is probably going to be the final badge that the player gets through their playthrough of the game. So to get this badge, you just need to grind a ton and purchase your 5th channel. Next, I'll cover both the Advertiser and From the Beginning Yet Again badges, as you can get them at basically the same time. To get the From the Beginning Yet Again badge, you just need to buy your 2nd channel, which will put you in the early late game. Also, contrary to what the badge title is, buying your 2nd channel will not reset your progress or put you back in the beginning. It's just there as a cool badge name. And for the Advertiser badge, you just need to play a mid-roll ad during your stream after you've purchased your 2nd channel. The next 2 badges I'll cover are My First Bobucks and Cashed Out, which can be earned from the Please Donate game. To play the Please Donate game, you'll need the best computer, so you'll already be in the late game for these badges. Then you just have to wait till you earn enough Bobucks and cashed out for some money. For the Let's Get Bobucks badge, you'll just need to download the Please Donate game. Not even play it, just download it, so you can get this in the really early game if you wanted to. For the Experienced Worker badge, you'll need to get a job at McDonald's, which is actually pretty easy to do in the early game, as it only requires time and patience. This should be one of the first badges that you should go for, as it has an insane reward of 750 max energy, and it's easy to get too. To get this badge, all you have to do is work at the ice cream shop a bunch until you get enough experience to apply for a job at McDonald's. And finally, the Fully Geared badge requires you to buy the best computer, which you should do in the early late game after you've bought your 2nd channel. And there you go. That's pretty much all of the content that's in Streamer Life right now, but remember, this game is still in beta, so there's still a lot more to come. Overall, I give the game a 6.5 out of 10, as it's still only an idle simulator game, but it does have a bit more dopamine for me than the other simulators, as I like watching the meaningless numbers go up, kinda like something else I'm doing right now. Also, the game does not take too long to beat, only taking me about 6 hours with the game passes to get all of the badges, so it's not too difficult of a grind either. Also, another thing I wanted to mention is that the devs of this game are really fast with updating the game. There was this one time where I discovered a game-breaking bug where I would be $300 billion in debt, and the game would be unplayable for me. Then I submitted that bug into their community Discord server, and they fixed it within 2 hours of me reporting that bug. Only 2 hours, that's insanely fast for fixing bugs, and I gotta congratulate the devs on that, since that's amazing work on their part. Anyway, that should be it for the video, so if you liked it, make sure to tell me in the comments and join my Discord server so that you can tell me which games you want me to cover next. This is going to be a really fun series since I do this all the time with games, so now I just got to edit it and get a video out for you guys. So, yeah. See ya.